to be back with you again. I hope that you're all well. Do you know that you can influence people? Your friend, perhaps, other children in your school, even your teachers, and even your family. You may never have even thought about it before, how you can influence people. But today we're going to find out how we do it. But first, a game. This game is called Do You Know? You play this game either on your own if you're watching by yourself, or if there's more than two of you, we want you to split into two teams. I'll give you a little time to do that. Okay, so you should be ready now. So here are the rules. I'm going to show you 5 landmarks from around the world, and you have to guess what the landmark is called and what country you think they live in. You get 2 points if you get the landmark right, and you get another 2 points if you get the country right as well. The team with the most points at the end, after the 5 have been shown, will be the winners. Here we go! How'd you get on? Was it a bit harder than you thought it was going to be? I thought it was quite hard. But you know, those landmarks have influenced people. Yeah. The pyramids. Well, the pyramids have influenced and inspired engineers for centuries. And Big Ben. Big Ben's influenced television and filmmakers who film it to show that a scene is going to take place in London. In our everyday lives, we're influencing other people more than we know. You know, in Proverbs chapter 20, verse 11, it says this: even children show what they are like by the things that they do. You can see if their actions are pure and right. People watch us without us even knowing it. And if we follow and trust God, it will help us to take the actions that are pure and right in every situation that we find ourselves in. And God will use that then to influence people. This was shown by a man in the Bible named Daniel. Daniel was a very good servant. He was so good, in fact, that the king promoted him. But the king's other servants were very jealous of Daniel, and they decided to get rid of him. They made up a really nasty plan. We'll trick the king into killing Daniel, they said. So they went to the king. We want a new law in Babylon, they said. Whenever anyone prays, they must only pray to the king for the next 30 days. The king liked it, and he said, anyone who doesn't pray to me will be thrown to the lions. Daniel knew it was wrong to pray to anybody or anything else but the Lord God. So Daniel continued to pray 3 times a day to God. The jealous servants went straight to the king. Daniel is praying to his God and not the king, they reported. The king was shocked. You have tricked me into making a law that I cannot change, said the king. He was very, very angry with these jealous servants because he really liked Daniel. But the law was made and the king had to keep it. He ordered that Daniel be thrown to the lions. Just before Daniel was thrown to the lions, he turned to the king and said, don't worry, my God is able to keep me safe even down there with the hungry lions. The soldiers dropped Daniel into the lion's den and then the lid was sealed. The next morning, the king ran to the lion's den. Was Daniel still alive? He said to himself. Surely though, the lions have eaten him. When the lid was lifted, Daniel was still alive. He shouted up to the king, my God has kept me safe. Daniel so influenced the king that the king made a new law. From now on, he commanded, everyone must worship the God that Daniel worships. Wow, what a story. But I've often wondered if Daniel realised at the time that he was actually influencing anyone. Or was he just trusting God in a really bad situation? We may never know how we may influence our friends, other children at school, our family, but we know we can trust God and we know we want to be a good influence. So if we follow the example of Daniel and we trust and we follow God in our everyday lives, then we'll know we can be a great influence to our friends and the other children at school and our family. So this week, why don't you try and be a real influence to the people around you by living for God in every situation that you find yourself in. We're going to go out with a song, alright? But have a great week. And in the song, really ask God to help you to be an influence. And I'll see you again soon. Bye.
My I trust